I'm live in 5 seconds.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Awesome. I will go live as well, and we will go ahead and get started. Just heads up on your camera, I can see slightly in the corner something moving. There we go.
Fixed.
Still a little bit. Can you move it a little bit more? Perfect. Okay, good. Thank you.
Yep.
Last little details. All right, great. I'm going to go live, and I'll let you know once we are going. All right, welcome everyone. Thanks for coming. We are just getting our live stream set up. Nash is streaming to YouTube. I'm streaming to Facebook. All right, we are live. All right, welcome everyone. Hi, happy Monday. My name is David Estrin. I am the founder and CEO of Together We Remember, an emerging nonprofit and movement to make never again a reality by transforming remembrance into action. All throughout April, which is Genocide Awareness Month, we've been hosting virtual programs to commemorate the victims of atrocities all throughout history, but also to celebrate the stories of upstanders who saved lives time and again and unite the fight against hate all across the world. Almost every day we've been hosting virtual events. COVID might be trying to keep us apart physically, but we are coming together virtually. We are nearing the end of Genocide Awareness Month, and in our final week, we have some incredible programs and events. On Thursday, we will be hosting a 24-hour virtual vigil all over the world with over 40 organizations in 20 different countries. But that's not happening tonight. Tonight we are hanging out with Nashwan Abdullah, who is a new friend of mine. I am so grateful that you are here, Nash. I met Nash just a couple of weeks ago through a teacher in Pittsburgh who had found out about this incredible violinist who had found his way from Syria. And so what we wanted to do tonight for Migration Monday is feature Nashwan's story in his own words and in his own melodies, and for you to be a part of that conversation, to witness and experience his art, to hear his story, but also to participate in a conversation with one of America's rising artists who's living his own version of the American dream. So without further ado, I want to pass it over to Nashwan to introduce himself and to share some of his story and some of his music. So Nashwan, over to you.
Thank you. While I took my first steps through the fresh streets of the old new city, I was astonished. The streets overflowed with beautiful life, and the smell of food and coffee flowed from alleys, from streets, corners, and the vendors are all over the place. It's ecstasy of the sense. I never knew where I was or where I was going to. It was just like I woke up there in the middle of that street. It was full of offices that catered for tourists. Hi, my name is Nashwan Abdullah, and that was a small paragraph from my new novel that I'm finishing, which is based on real events after I left my country, Syria, in 2015. In 2011, an ugly conflict started in my home country, Syria, while I was still a sophomore in my college. At that time, everything started getting worse and worse, started getting bigger as a snowball. So I decided to leave, looking for my dreams. I was lucky enough to have the time to think about what I want to do, while others were not. Others did not have the opportunity to think, they just escaped. Others could not survive. 4 years later, after getting my scholarship from IUP, Indiana University of Pennsylvania, I got the chance to leave the country. I went to Lebanon, and from Lebanon, I went to Turkey to apply for my student visa in the United States. And there, my entire life changed. Everything became different. I looked at life from multiple different perspectives. First thing happened, I don't have a home. I lost my home. I'm homeless. I'm in a different country that I don't speak their language. They don't speak mine. There's a high sense of nationalism. No one want to speak English, but people are nice. People are kind. You discover that wherever you go, people are kind. That's the best line here. Like, people are kind. Wherever you go, people are there. People are gonna help. You have to reach out. I had to play between 10 hours to 12 hours a day to make my living, to make my food, to buy uh, water, bread of the day. And I've been in a lot of situations. I missed my family. I missed lost friends in the conflict. And I had no opportunity but to be wise and pick uh, my decisions very, very in a very specific way to know where I am going, because there's not that big space to do mistakes. But I am lucky and I'm here with you tonight to share my experience. And I'm thankful for you to give me your time to listen. And we are all one in uh, this great event. Uh, uh, Woke a lot of emotions inside, and remind me how we are together as the organization name, uh, and we always gonna remember, because this is an experience for us for the future. I'm gonna share a story happened with me, linked to remembering the horrible events that happened in the past. So I'm in the street of Istanbul. I'm playing my regular day, and two guys reach and they just start a conversation with me. It's in my regular day. I'm playing. Istanbul is huge. There's 15 million people in there, and I'm on a street called Istiklal. And this street, it's independent, the street of Independence. It's crazy. It's like New York Times Square. It's so crazy. There's a lot of people from all nationalities, magicians, everything. It's full with life, and I'm by myself there playing violin outside without being amplified, without a microphone. Does not sound that strong, and so it's very tough to catch the attention of people who are walking past you, because there's these bands, big bands playing on the streets. They have drum sets, they have microphones, they have wind instruments, brass instruments, like amazing. But you have to compete with them to make your daily $5 to $10. So I used to make 20 Turkish liras a day, maybe 15, and that will buy my bread. Some days I made more. I was just lucky because some generous human being saw me playing on the street. And these guys, Nick is from America and Steve is from France. What a coincidence. A guy from America, his best friend is from France. They are in Istanbul meeting because one of them worked there as a teacher. And they stopped by to listen to me playing some gypsy music, gypsy violin, sad music. And they are like, let's see what's up. Let's talk to this guy. They stayed there with me for a couple of hours watching me people pass. People pay me pennies, like literally in US dollars, maybe less than pennies, because they are giving me pennies in Turkish lira. And at that time, every $1 is like 3 Turkish liras. So if somebody giving me 10 Turkish cents, they are even less than 1 American cent. You know what I mean? And at the end, they like, I'm tired. It's the end of the day. I want to go eat or something. They join me. They are curious about my story. We're talking. We went. We had some food, Turkish food. It's cheap also. It's amazing. And then we decided to grab a beer. We stopped by. We had a beer. We talked, shared our stories. They did not believe. I'm like, I'm from Syria. I want to go to America. and they were like, no way, how are you gonna do that, man? Like, we like you, but this is tough. Like, it's 2015, war is going on, you're Syrian and Turkey, no money, you only have like a piece of paper, not even a paper, it's a PDF paper on my computer, say that I am accepted at some university. Like, how I'm gonna make it by myself, and I'm 23 years old there. So it's tough. They did not say it's impossible. They supported me in general. We end up walking in this alleyway, and we saw a group, like a big group of guys, young guys under 30, I think, all wearing black, and they left this building. So Nick was like, look guys, what is that? Let's we're talking, we're enjoying because weather is good, it's summertime, and we stare at these guys walking past us, and they have some signs or hand on their hands. It's like that it's Nazi. None of them in the middle of the street. They are walking or something. So Nick, little bit tipsy, and he's like start shouting at them like like against the Nazis, and they attacked us. And here, like, there was a fist fight. American dude with French dude and a Syrian guy fighting like 25, 30 dudes here, Nazis. But we escaped immediately. We managed to survive because cops came also. The reason of me sharing this story is how we can be totally. We just met. We don't know anything about each other. And yet, we are literally being together against what we think, what it's wrong for us. So, and since then we're friends. We just on Facebook, on all social media, we have phone. We call each other in Christmas and Hanukkah and all like in New Year's. And we make sure we're friends all the time. That's one of my stories that I wanted to share with you that happened in Turkey. Something I learned after 3 months. I was in the airplane coming, and this is the first like very very long flight for me, like 10 hours in the flight. It's like Alice in Wonderland, being in like, oh my god, this is, I don't know where I'm going. I'm going to this USA, there's big buildings and wow, movie stars. You know what you're thinking, whatever you've been fed in social media, that I'm going to the United States. And I went directly boom to Pittsburgh. It's totally what was not what I expected. You know, Pittsburgh is amazing. Now I'm in love with Pittsburgh, but it was Sunday. Pittsburgh totally empty. There's nobody outside. It's early. Nobody in the streets. I'm like, where am I going to? And then I took the bus to Indiana, PA, Indiana, Pennsylvania, and all these beautiful country scenes changed my mind. I wrote in my diaries that I went in a circle back to my home country, but it's in a different area. It's literally like my village in Syria. How the scene, how the green trees and how the hills are surrounding the area, and I'm sipping a beer in front of on my porch. I'm like, I'm happy. I'm sad. I feel good. I'm in the right place. I'm in good hands. Improvising is the reason I'm here. And improvising music is totally different language and very deep language that has no ties. Because when we improvise music, we're speaking our soul. We're letting our soul speak without us knowing what we're doing. We're just letting it go. And this is what I'm good at. I love improvising, and I love talking to you through music without even thinking about it. The reason I got hooked into music was when I was 8 years old. My father was a poet. We were living in Homs city. It's in the middle of this middle of Syria. Nice, nice small city. It's like Pittsburgh. I would say it's like Pittsburgh. And my father had these poetry gathering every other week with his other friend writers, and they gather. They read poetry, some short stories. We share wine. Some of them play oud instrument. The oud, it's like lute, Middle Eastern instrument. Some of them play the buzuk. Some of them play the violin and some Middle Eastern rhythm. And we share love. We share poetry. And I'm like, I felt there's a rhythm in their poetry because it's a battle. Every one of these poets is saying a line, and the other one is answering him. Like young, and I'm sitting there like, what's going on there? This is so beautiful. I want to be part of this. Um, so music and poetry woke me up and saved me in many occasions in my life. They saved me as a human. They saved me as a person. Uh, I was in multiple bad situations and tough life decisions, and I always took refuge to music. I went to music, and music protected me. My violin protected me. And I will never forget the day my father paid all what he has, all the money he has, to buy me a violin so I can study music professionally. Uh, that was 2009. Uh, Literally, he paid all the money we have in the house to buy me a good violin. And it was a big responsibility. So my father name was Asif Abdullah, Syrian poet born in 1954. And I will read 3 short poems from his book that called "From the Bibliography of the Tree." Bibliography of the Tree. Uh, my dear friend, Professor Wesley Scott McMasters, he's a professor at Jefferson City University, and Carson Newman University in Jefferson City in Tennessee, uh, working with me to make this work successful. So we're translating multiple works of my father to English. This is called 3 Short Poems by Asif Abdullah, translated by Nashwan Abdullah and Wesley Scott McMasters. After so much time, under shadows circumstance, do I finally see you and pull away your aging skin? Second part. The mouth has no song. The song has no mouth. The third poem. I swear to the rain, to eternity, to the rose and bow, and to a woman pregnant with love and the trees, that she will not succumb to the worms. I swear I am a part of you. You are a part of me, and thirsty we search for the grapevine. These were 3 short poems by Asif Abdullah, translated. Thanks to Dr. Wesley McMasters. I'm thankful for his great help. Um, I will play some improvisation for you now.
Bravo! I wish I could hear the applause from the audience listening. That was absolutely incredible. There's something really special about listening to, someone perform through the internet. It's a little bit bizarre. It's a little bit different. Nash, what is it like for you to play online rather than on the street corners in Istanbul? What is it like to be where you are today, sharing your music and your family's art with us?
Great question. At the beginning of what's happening right now, I start going live on my Facebook page, on all the social media I have, even on YouTube. And the reason I start doing this is linked to your beautiful question. Virtual performance in time of need is more important than live performance. This is me saying I'm still here. This is me saying I love you. This is me saying I'm here to support. This is me saying if you're having a tough day, listen. This is me saying let's communicate, let's talk, let's stay together. Virtual performance keeps me alive in these days. It keeps me alive in all the meaning of the words. And through virtual performance, like I said, improvising is me. So whenever I'm talking to you, that I was talking to everybody. I was reaching with all languages, all feelings, all greetings, all religions, every possible way I can do with vibes. I reach out. Difference from the stage, as on the stage I feel like fire. I feel like the energy coming crazy because people give me energy. So it's stronger communication in real life. But now in these times, nothing can be stronger than artists, thinkers, writers, musicians, virtual performance. And what was the other part of your question about my family?
Oh, I was just asking, what is it like to perform, to share your family's poetry? I mean, speak.
Oh,
because that was a new experience for me. Obviously, this is new for basically everyone alive right now. But to hear the poetry from your family, your father, combined with your own music, what's that like? What's that? You're sort of communicating beyond the physical realm in that way, right?
It's like my ancestors, all of them speaking through me right now. All the all suffering and pain through generations, all the hard work, all the dreams, all the hopes. And as the writer Nikos Kazantzakis, the Greek amazing writer, he wrote in his novel A Report to Greco that we are our ancestors. We shout whenever they are angry. We eat whenever they are hungry. We cry whenever they are sad. So this is how I feel like that writer right now.
Well, you definitely win on the quoting the Greek philosophers and poets. So you have me beat there. I can't quote many folks, but I think now I'll start quoting you. Speaking of ancestors and memory, for me, in my experience, this has always been a dialogue that I have, right?
Traditional music is like a storytelling. So whenever we bring them, whenever they bring our feelings, whenever we remember them, we're saying a story, as we mentioned before. So, like this song, it's called Bali Ma'ak. My thoughts are with you. There's a storytelling, and I can use this theme in my anything I want to compose, and it's missing, belonging, and remembering. This is what we can do as humans. We have to remember and keep our message for the next generations.
What's next for you? What are your hopes and dreams for your future here in the United States? Do you anticipate going home to Syria? Do you anticipate building a life here further? What's next for you in your musical career and in your life, if you don't mind sharing?
I don't mind. The word dreams changed since 2017 for me, after I graduated from IUP with Masters of Music Performance. And now I made it ambitions and goals. I set the goal I want to do, I write it down, and I work towards it. Because it's more realistic that way. It's more realistic than just dreaming. I believe in hard work. So if I keep working, I'm going to be in the place I want to be in the future, which is I want to compose music. I'm composing music, but I want my work to be recognized more. And I just want to give love through my music. That's it. It's just gives me comfort and throw all the pain away.
That there are a number of people who are in Pittsburgh that are watching today that are so excited to get to meet you virtually. And just as a heads up, if anyone who's watching on Zoom or on Facebook has any questions for Nash, then please share them in the Q&A feature in the chat, as well as on Facebook, and I'd be happy to pass them up so we can get your not just questions, but reactions, emotions. What was it like to hear his improvised performance, some of his father's poetry? Please share. I would love to have you join in the conversation. I see we have one question that has come in here. It is from Lily, who is 10 years old and is a violinist. She wants to know how old you were when you started playing violin and what's your favorite song to play. Thank you, Lily.
Great question. Hi, Lily. My age was 9 years old when I got the chance to start learning violin. Um, I love all music in general, but there's a Kurdish song. The first song I heard on the old way we listen to music on the cassette, and it's called Kavukum. It's a Kurdish song called Kavukum, played by a very amazing German Kurdish violinist. His name is Delshad. You should listen to it. Kavukum by Delshad.
Can you play a little bit for us if you?
The song she was asking me about I like or I like to play, because there's a difference. That's the song I love to hear. The song I love to play is called Hal Asmar Lon. It's also a traditional Syrian song from Latakia, and it's talk about missing the people you love. That was it.
Amazing.
Thanks.
That's great. We have another question from Lauren. Nash, do you play with other musicians, and does your cultural outreach also reach across styles of music?
I play with a lot of musicians. In 2016, I started going out to open mic nights in Indiana, PA area. I met a lot of amazing musicians who were studying at IUP, who were studying at Carnegie Mellon. One of them is amazing singer and songwriter Jason Gamble, a wonderful musician. Also, Alex Price, great guitarist and a violinist. He plays with the Johnstown Symphony Orchestra also. I got the privilege and the honor to play with the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra when I was in my second year at IUP. I played with the first violin section, second chair, where we had rehearsal with them in Pittsburgh. We played a show in IUP. That was a huge for me. Played with a wonderful music writer based in Pittsburgh also. His name is Alan Jetto. Amazing. And so on and so on. Playing on the streets of Turkey taught me to play with multiple musicians, play different styles like classical, gypsy, Syrian, Turkish, and blues, jazz, everything. I'm still learning. I'm a learner, so I'm still learning. And the things I love to make perfect are classical music, absolutely, and I'm still learning in jazz. I want to have a live virtual performance also. I'm going to play Bach concerto in A minor in a couple of weeks. I did not decide the specific day, but I'm having a concert that's classical.
Well, I definitely think you'll probably have a few folks from here tuning in if they can follow you. And just as a heads up, everyone can find Nash on Instagram. What's your Instagram handle?
Is Nash.violin.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and I've had a lot of fun also seeing some of your videos on TikTok, I think.
Yeah.
You've been combining some cool and random stuff, really positive music. And when someone said, hey, you got to meet this guy, I checked out what you were doing, and I was like, yes, please. Now. So,
thank you.
Yeah. The other, I guess, is there, what have you studied American? You mentioned jazz, blues. What has it been like experiencing American music? American music is such a fusion of cultures around the world. I'm curious what it's been like to kind of combine that with some of your, the music that you studied growing up.
Beautiful. I loved bluegrass since I landed on the ground. I love blues since I was a kid, but whenever I came here, I got introduced to jazz, more the real jazz. And these amazing musicians you meet on open mic nights and on the show, they are very humble and they give a great picture about this country. So They are really a great representative for America. Trust me on this one. The musicians here are amazing. Um, it's music is all connected. So whenever we play something like I love it. I love it. It's just all connect to each other.
That's awesome. It just so happens, I think your friend Steve from the Street Story from France, he's here.
Steve, yeah.
And he would like to know, after the COVID crisis, if you will come to Europe for a performance.
I would love to go. I would love to go to Europe. I would love to go to France. I was just talking about it. I was gonna talk with him and tell him about. I would love to go to France and do a performance there. Yeah, I can't wait for the crisis to end. Actually.
I'm glad that Steve, you were able to join. Thanks for looking out for my new friend here in the streets of Turkey as well. A question that we have from Nick is, how can online viewers financially support you during your virtual performances?
That's sweet. Well, I have a PayPal account. I did not link it there, but they can do it there on my PayPal.
Awesome. How do they find your PayPal?
PayPal, great question. It's on my phone now. It has my email, violino.nashwan@yahoo.com. Yeah, if you can find that. I did not share it, to be honest.
I know you're too humble to do that. I asked you. I said, please, can we somehow help?
I know you did that.
We gotta support you. So it's violino.nashwan@gmail.com?
At Yahoo. It's at an old. Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully you'll find a few more supporters. Nashwan's goal is to just get more exposure, to have more folks get exposed to his music. And we're so excited to hopefully lend a helping hand if we can. That's what part of what tonight was about. It's so special for us to close out April with our final Migration Monday with you, with your story, and the values that it represents. I mean, when you shared your story of how kind of music has saved your life, I thought of my grandpa, who, when we were standing outside of the gates of Mauthausen, one of the concentration camps he survived, he said, whenever you find yourself in a difficult situation, don't jump the gun, take a breath, and find your way. There's always a way. And I've always held on to that idea. It's made me very stubborn at times, because if someone tells me no, I say, well, there's a way, right? So, like, how do I get there? But I think that's an important value, and it sounds like you found your way. You're obviously still finding your way. We're all living our journey, but I'm very excited to see where what's next for you around the corner. Let's see, I got more questions coming in. Stephanie from New York City, this was so amazing, moving, and beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks, Stephanie.
And Nick is asking another question. He's a teacher in Pittsburgh, and he says, the teacher in me wants to ask, what lessons have you learned about humanity through your travels from Syria to the USA that you can pass on to young students? And I know Nick has invited some of his students to be here today.
That's amazing. Great question. First thing, to believe in ourselves. Never doubt ourselves. Believe in ourselves. That's the first thing. Second thing is to reach out. Nobody can do it by themselves. You always need the support and love from people, and they are there. Don't give up and don't lose hope. You need to reach out. Don't be afraid. So it's understandable and very understandable to be afraid in certain times, but take a deep breath. Breathe. Always breathe. Breathe and go for it. So yeah, be confident. Don't lose confidence. Believe in yourself. Reach out. You need to reach out for people, and don't take it as just a help. It's you pass it on. They help you. You help somebody else in the future. You pass it to the other person. You get a help, and they help other person. So this is how life. This is how it's been. Uh, go for it with all what you can. Go for it. Go for it with all what you have, with all the force you have, with all the belief, and keep your belief. The most important thing, which is your instinct, your soul, what you feel is gonna happen. Go for it. That's the main things.
Well, again, I'm going to just keep quoting you and listening to you myself because, I run a new nonprofit organization and it's a really scary thing, like creating a new piece of music, right? And you ask yourself the question, who am I doing this for? Is it for me? Is it for someone else? Is it for my ego? When you start to have a little bit of success, what does that mean? How do you keep rooted in your values? I do think that activism is an art form as well. So it's sort of like the work that I do is a creative act. It requires a lot of thinking outside of the box, and it also usually involves a lot of people, especially those who love you most, who are looking out for you, who are worried about you, saying, hey, why don't you go do the safer thing?
Exactly.
Why don't you work for that organization or go do that next thing? What about grad school? And well, I think I'm just going to keep going with this. All my other friends tell me to keep going. They like what I'm doing. And I asked for help. That in my lowest moment, I asked. I said, hey, unless I can get this kind of help, there's no way I can move forward. And out of thin air, just these people appeared who have now made it possible for us to have this conversation today. And I found a lot of resilience in my own journey in building an organization. It sounds very similar in a way to sharing music and art with the world.
Absolutely, it's so strong. Whatever you're doing it. You're doing a very huge thing. I'm so thankful for you for inviting me on this. And I was like doing like you did a research on me. I did research, and it makes me so happy that you're doing this is incredible. You're keeping it going. So you're making us alive. You're keeping it alive. You're keeping it going, and that's the most important thing as we talked about. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for stoking my ego further. No, it means a lot just to know that our work is resonating, and that we were able to provide a platform for you to share your story and your art. And I hope that is a wave, that can build locally in Pittsburgh. Hopefully folks in Pittsburgh can see you perform live again. But until then, I'm very excited to see you build your following and your community online. And so again, as a reminder for those folks that would love to follow Nash's journey further, you can find him on Instagram at
nash.violin. And on YouTube, the Nash, you will find my picture. You'll find a guy like me with a blue picture.
With a haircut. Now you're really growing it out.
And then on Facebook with NA Violins, also Nishwan Abdullah, you'll see a purple picture with a black background that I did not even recognize before this interview.
No, yeah, we were trying to find Nash's Facebook page to tag him in the post, and I was like, "Is your photo this purple thing?" But then he was like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." It was his Facebook page, so we're gonna have to get you a little bit of digital marketing support, but we'll arrange that.
Thanks.
Nash, thank you so much for joining us, for sharing your story, your history, your art, and frankly, based on what you've shared, your soul, because that's really the essence of art and music.
Thank you.
And for just allowing us to getting the break here together as we turn the corner on the last few days of April and Genocide Awareness Month. So thank you so much to everyone who joined today. Thank you. Please check out togetherweremember.org/events for a variety of virtual programs coming up, especially our 24-hour global virtual vigil with dozens of organizations from all different countries around the world, starting midnight Eastern time on April 30th and ending at midnight, which will, I guess, be May 1st. So I'm going to try to get some rest between now and then. We're going to be online all night, all day, and then all night again. So thank you again. Thank you so much. We're getting a lot of notes of thank you and bravos. Thank you, Lauren, from Pittsburgh, for joining us as well. All right, that's it for now, y'all. Stay tuned for more. Have a wonderful night, and I wish you and your families well, that everyone is healthy these days. All right, I have stopped the live stream. We still have some participants that are with us who will trickle out. Thank you, Nash. I'm glad we ended with a little bit of time before